we teach people what to think, not how to think.
Right.
We tell them 2 + 2 is 4, but we don't tell them how to think about a problem. And that's why when you're faced with a new problem and you don't have a formula for it and you don't have an equation for it, you're like, oh, I'm stuck, right? And life's like that. Like, when in life have you used a formula to solve a real situation in life, even business?
Yeah.
Like, when has a formula helped you?
Yeah.
But we're taught that formulas solve equations. But we all know that there's no formula to business, success, happiness, meaning, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
The second thing I was going to say is that IQ, EQ, and what I'm really pushing, and that's what I meant by the character point, is CQ. It's the conscious quotient, right? CQ, like consciousness. And that's why I think CQ is so powerful, because CQ is beyond EQ, where it's about intention. It's about why you're doing what you're doing. It's about empathy, it's about compassion. It's going deeper to the point of saying, are you operating from a position of service and growth, or are you operating from a position of greed, etc.? Because someone can have emotional intelligence and use it in the wrong way. There are people who use emotional intelligence as a technique to manipulate,
100%.
to negotiate, to persuade, to coerce, to get something out of someone. And I think that's where CQ becomes the steering wheel to help you use EQ and IQ to help the world.
Yeah.
Like, we're not this body.
Right.
Because this body changes, it dies, right? It remanufactures itself. But the real us, the consciousness that's sitting within each body is what connects us all. As soon as you start seeing through that lens, now you're not divided based on country or geography or religion or background. And I feel that my experiences have shown me that people in every background, race, religion, demographic can choose to be good or choose to be bad.
Right.
There is no external thing that makes us good or evil.
Right.
It is simply a choice that we make in that moment that can be made by any background. And I think the more we recognize the fact that we're not the body, the more we remove all these designations. But again, we're so lost in these false identities. And it's like we're constantly ruining our own understanding of our own real identity by putting on fake costumes. And it's like becoming a method actor.
Right.
Like, we're all method actors where we're lost in the identities we've created for ourselves. So I often like to think of it like Inception. Like, we have lost ourselves in an identity, in an identity, in an identity.